Yeah, but you know, there's different options on what we can do.
Elected officials can't do that.
We need to get the ones with individual microphones.
So we are,
Yeah, just internet is so slow and draggy.
and we did look at that, at the microphones.
But anyway.
Cost is fairly high, so we're ready.
Oh, okay. Look, for what?
We're-
Wait. Uh-huh. No. He's really worried. Okay, it's 4 o'clock on November 12th, news stand.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing on the agenda is the October 22 city council meeting minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, deletions? No. I entertain a motion to approve the minutes from October 22nd. I make a motion to approve the city council meeting minutes from October 22nd, 24th. And a second.
I will second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Aye.
I abstained with the absence.
Yes. Reports. John, do you have anything from the fire department? Everything going okay?
Just that, at the last meeting, you will see the trucks are parked in the shop. We're getting ready for winter and cold weather. Trucks are ready to go.
Okay, the city shop?
Yes, the purpose of moving them over.
Okay, and we had a door left open this weekend, so I don't know if it was your guys or our guys, so just be sure the big door is closed.
Shopper?
Yeah, your
Okay,
back door
I'll
was,
mention to the guy, I don't know.
yeah, I just
So-
mentioned that the back door was open and somebody called in about
Oh, okay. Unknown.
it.
I
Okay.
wasn't there, I didn't do it.
Okay, Mr. Goslin?
So we got the appropriations review, we'll just start with that.
Okay,
So October is what? 4 months into the year, so should have about 66% left in the budget. Administration's right on track. Fire's a little bit ahead of that, but that's expected because a lot of those are growth expenditures, probably won't recur once the money is exhausted. Parks is way ahead of that, but that's a seasonal venture, and so it'll slow down a lot as we get into the next month. Flea market, same kind of thing, seasonal, and so we have, shouldn't have any issues, being okay there. Road, also seasonal, for the opposite reason, you can see we have almost 100% of the budget left, 90% in there. Water bonded debt, the bulk of that budget is utilized by a $42,000 payment that will come out in February. So that one won't be on track at all, and we'll be waiting. And then water materials and services are a little ahead of where we should be, and then sewer personnel services. But some of those hours are going to be shifted to road in terms of really to go. So I think we'll be okay there. Any questions on that? Okay, on to our check report, cash report. So as of today, we have $56,000 in checking account and $252,000 in LGIP. We've got pretty ordinary expenses. The FMAF construction for the pump truck, $3,100. That's the only real big expense on there. It's unusual. Yeah, so that's really what we got.
And then on that black distributing, I broke it out, it's like 323 for the backhoe and the Kubota.
Right, this is just a quick.
Right,
description.
but just so, that was the question, you break it out.
This pump truck, that's the one that we used, the vacuum truck, that's the one we usually fix
Yep.
that lake, I think.
Yeah. So, the septic clean out to the depot, really, is that just because it's a bigger tank?
Well, there's two of them, there's more than one.
Yeah, there was multiple.
Oh, and there's Columbia, okay. Yeah, there were several. Wow. And they're the only option we have on, yeah.
Well, and that's, I mean, that leads into the conversation Matt and I were just having, and that we've had at budget time,
Franchise.
and previous, is just how much we're paying for all these septic pumps, and how much we need to be recovering in our sewer fees. So it's just a conversation that it does need to be had eventually.
Well, sooner than later, obviously. Wow.
Well, before we run out of money entirely. Hey, I'm saying it tongue in cheek, guys. It's worth having, it's worth having the conversation.
Yeah.
You know me, at budget time, we'll have this conversation again. So,
The thing is, though, I think that we need to put together a workshop to discuss this, because I think that we either need to get rid of the sewer pump that the city's responsible for, and or we need to raise the city, gotta raise the rates, because because we used to get our sewer pump for $450 a tank, and now we're paying over $1,000 a tank.
So in other words, you gotta double your sewer rate.
So one or the other needs to happen.
Well, you've essentially got unlimited liability. I mean, the city would go bankrupt if you had to do every single septic, every single, maybe multiple times a year.
The
And
biggest
you don't know.
See, and the thing is, though, right now, it's not because right now, it's because people have, their sewer is full. Or we have a sewer problem as far as the line feeding the city. But the thing is winter is coming up, this one is probably gonna be a real hard one again for the city, because we're talking hardly snow and freezing weather. So that's gonna freeze up sewer line, and that comes back to pumping out sewer tanks. Because it wouldn't surprise me that 2 years ago when we did this, we had what, almost $20-some thousand, $25,000 worth of sewer pumps. Just because of freezing weather in the wintertime.
And
So
so
it's not
again,
because they needed our service, it's because the city sewer line froze up.
yeah, again, that gets back to the city being on the hook for unlimited liability.
You're
I
right.
don't know what you do about that, but at some point, either liability has to go away from the city or more revenue has to come in. There's no other way around it.
One or the other.
And the revenue coming in means that we need to raise sewer rate, makes me happy. Go ahead.
No, I marked that we need to do a workshop on that. Any other questions for us?
Yeah.
I will entertain a motion to pay the bills as presented. I make a motion to pay the bills as presented. You get them? For a second?
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's bills paid. Okay, in your packet, you have this resolution which you're gonna read.
I just got it. I forgot. Are we ready?
Well, what this is something that the city attorney, suggested that we pass this resolution in regard to, recreational liability, limiting it, something the state's been talking about, has come up, so, the city attorney is one who presented this to cover us.
Ready?
Yep.
Resolution number 434-24, a resolution of the city council for the city of Sumter in the matter of limiting liability for recreational use in the city real property. Whereas the Oregon legislature enacted ORS 1.105.668 in 2011, and whereas ORS 105.668 limits private claims and causes of action based on negligence for personal injury or property damage resulting from use of a trail that is in the public easement or in an unimproved right of way, and from use of structures in such trails. And whereas ORS 105.668 allows cities with a population of less than 500,000 to opt in to limit liability under this provision. And whereas it is in the best interest of the city of Sumter to limit its liability from certain claims by opting in to the immunity provided in House Bill 2865. Now, therefore, the city council for the city of Sumter ordains as follows. Section 1, the city of Sumter, on the behalf of its officers, employees, and agents, hereby opts to limit its liability with respect to personal injury or property damage resulting from use of a trail that is in the public easement or in an unimproved right-of-way, or from use of structures in the public easement or unimproved right-of-way, with respect to claimants who may be a user on foot, on a horse, or on a bicycle, or other non-motorized vehicle or conveyance. Section 2, the city of Sumter further opts to extend the immunity contained in Section 1 to this resolution to A, the owner of land abutting the public easement in the city and unimproved right-of-way in the city, and a nonprofit corporation and its volunteers for the construction and maintenance of the trail or the structures in a public easement or unimproved right-of-way in the city. Section 3, emergency, this resolution being necessary for the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, and safety. An emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage by the council. This resolution is effective immediately upon its enactment by the city council.
Any questions?
Yeah, what's the limit of our liability?
She didn't give me that. I'd have to go look at the ORS. I'll look at the ORS. Let me look it up.
Google ORS 105.62.
You get it? Cause I can train. You get it?
But right now, do we have what, unlimited liability? I mean, what is our liability right now?
Yeah, I have to go through all that information. The immunity for liability injuries are Oregon law, that's okay. Structures being improvements, the trails, unimproved right away, personal injury, the city population, owner of the land, okay. So if you give you a dollar amount, resolution. There's nothing as far as the dollar amount in this one.
Yeah, I don't see a dollar amount either.
So what is the limit of private claim and causes of action?
It doesn't, I'm looking for something else. Everybody, positions. Well, we can wait on this if you want to look it up and get the answer, because I don't see it here.
I'll do some research on this and find out where we sit,
Okay.
you know,
Okay, then I will table this until
'cause I don't,
December.
I don't think it's good that we pass any resolution without knowing the exact contents of what we're passing.
Okay.
You
Because,
know.
yeah, I don't see anything real quick here about any, just by insurance fund. And then it just refers you on and on to other ORS that you could follow on this.
Okay,
Okay, so I'll table that.
I'll do some research on this and
Okay.
find out what.
So you bring it back in December?
Yeah. Or if we have to, I mean, if it's,
No, we
we could,
can go till December. So moving on, city utilities invoicing, okay. We had a meeting, we're trying to get our invoicing a little bit easier for people to understand as far as due dates and when you're gonna get a letter saying you're past due and when you're gonna get shut off. So Matt, you wanna explain what you got?
So
there?
this is just a copy of the statement that we're all currently getting. And it's a statement. So it's basically a statement of the status of your account. Is that about right, Rob?
Yeah.
Is that a good statement? So go ahead.
I just give a little bit of background.
Yep.
So back in 2019, nobody trusted the city. So everybody wanted to see their history so they could see their payments actually being reported by the city. The only way to do that was to get a statement. After that, we made lots of edits to include all these little things that a statement can include. But it still can't include a due date. And so that seems to be the pressing matter now. So I'll leave you with that. I just want to give you a quick history of how we got to where we are today.
So your statement's gonna look, the statement is now going to be an invoice. And it's going to look different, but it's a little easier to understand. Other than we need to take the ship date off of it. Can we take that off?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we can do anything.
Okay.
So it's hard to see, but that's the due date right there.
Oh, I'm sure we can even change the contrast on. I mean,
Yeah.
they're completely edited.
Yeah. But the due date is 30 days from the day of your invoice. And then it still shows you, if you have a balance forward, it still shows you your payments. Yet down below, it breaks out what you're paying for. And then it's just easy, it's much easier way to read your statement.
So then the insurance or the interest starts the first day after the due date at the end of the month. So that's where the interest will start.
But what you're gonna lose is the payment history. And that was a big thing when we first started. I believe we built enough trust. We don't get a lot of calls anymore. In fact, it's rare that we get any calls saying, hey, I think I should have been credited for this amount. It almost never happens, but it's gonna be a change from what we can see.
But and if,
I already know that.
yeah, this is definitely a change, but it's just a little easier to read, and it does actually give you a due date, because the way your statement is, you really don't know what the due date is. And then if somebody really has to have a different statement, it can be ran off the QuickBooks.
Yeah, and so for the, like, one person every 3 months, we can give them a separate statement.
So I just wanted to give everybody a
And
heads
so
up.
the interest, you mentioned about
Mhm.
interest, right now it's after 60 days.
Yeah, so now it would start the day after. If it's due on the 30th or 31st, it would start on the 1st.
Okay.
So I think this is just gonna be a little easier for people to understand. Okay, then moving on. This application. We're gonna add one thing on. We have a zoning permit application here. Yeah, for, what's it?
I think it's 572.
572 Northwest Parker Street. And it's met over setbacks. Any concerns, discussion?
Oh, I'm good.
What's the corner lot, 45 feet from the corner?
It's a little larger on the corner, yeah, but that's well within.
So if there's no concerns, I entertain a motion to approve this application for 572 Northwest Parker Street and two-car garage.
I'll make the motion to approve, Kirk Clark's application 572 Northwest Direction.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? just so you know, the presentation on flea market, did we?
No.
So we met last week, for those who were here, we had a workshop on flea market management. It was one of several we're gonna have. We met with, Baker County Travel Baker. They're offering to help us manage the, flea market. We got several ideas. Again, this is the first one of many, and now that we've got some ideas, I'm putting some numbers together as far as what it costs the city right now to do flea market, what we're paying our employees, and then we're going to go back and meet with Baker County again, Christopher, and get some firm answers from him, or actually in writing what they're gonna do, what they could do for us. And then we'll come back and have another workshop. So I just want to let everybody know, we're not getting rid of the flea market. So if you heard that rumor, throw it away. We're trying to improve it and make it better managed for the city and take, so it doesn't bog down the office during flea market. So trying to improve it, not getting rid of it. And then the next thing we have is a cemetery project. Matt and Terry have been working on it, so Matt's got a presentation.
It's short, but I was feeling a little punchy today because I'm tired of the flies. So it's an all-out assault on the flies here in the office. Every other day, it's about 1,000, maybe 5,000 flies I'm cleaning up, but we're still good so far. So the next thing I want to talk about, obviously, is cemetery. Terry, Kathy, and I have been keeping in close contact with trying to get the cemetery up and running again. Been talking with Kurt about it, talking about John in terms of getting stumps burnt up. So Marcia just asked that with all this collaboration that's been going on, is to just do a presentation for the council so they know what's going on. So, so this is just a quick little graphic that shows the cemetery. If just to give you a orientation of how this is the cemetery here, 10 square acres, 660 feet on each side. So Cemetery Road kind of runs in this direction right here, just to give you an idea of where things are. Right here is the gate in the corner. There's another gate right here. This is the existing cemetery, so there are folks buried in there. This line here shows you where the Masons are, their section. This line up here is a fence. It runs kind of in a southeasterly direction, and you can see this is the square 10 acres, okay? We've got the existing road right here within the cemetery. It does basically a jump handle there. And then we're proposing that we put a road right here. This is private property. There is a road, a trail that runs up in this direction. However, if at some point not given access, we don't have an easement, this road is set so that if you have a funeral procession coming in here, they can come up around and back down this direction to go out the way they came. This is what we're proposing as the cemetery plot. It's a ½ acre. We still need to, if you guys agree, if we want to put a ½ acre up for the next section, we're suggesting it be right here because that's the flattest spot left in the cemetery.
So according to your map there, Matt, that would be the ½ acre plus the road, right?
Yeah, so we'd have to put the road in and then just get the rest of the stump piles out of there.
But it's, you're going to actually have a ½ acre of burial ground.
Correct.
How many plots?
So that's the next slide, or the next two slides. So this is just something that I put together several scenarios of how we could plot things out. These are just my ideas. If somebody else has a better idea, that's fine. I'm not slave to any of my ideas. But this particular plot, so this is north. Sorry, it's upside down, but, the way this would be, Cemetery Road running along here, and this is the old cemetery up here. So this new road basically come out this direction and then back to the original gate. This particular plot, there's 192 10-by-6 burial plots. It's set up so that there's a 6-foot wide trail between plots. And then you have a major trail here. These are 6-foot wide. This is 10-foot wide. This is 10-foot wide. So again, there's 192. Each of these squares is a burial plot, 10-by-6. The one thing we have to consider, oops, sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button. There's a tree still in there. So once we get in there and we plot out these 192 spaces, obviously we're gonna lose some because those trees are there. We don't want to sell a plot. There's 3 plots right there that theoretically could be lost. Now, let's say it comes out to, once we get in there and we plot it out, maybe it's 150 burial plots left. I think everyone in this room will be dead, long dead by the time we fill 150 plots. Right? John. So the point being that, there is still another, 6, 8 acres that in the future, our future generations will, want to make, more space. So, let's see. So in this scenario, the other thing is if we have a family who wants their own square space, we can obviously accommodate it. Maybe we take this here and that's a space for 10 plots right there. Or 3 plots or whatever the number. And I think we look at those family plots from a discount perspective. So if someone's gonna go in there and they buy a 10-person burial plot, they would get some sort of a discount for it. Gary, you got any comments while I'm talking so far?
No, you're doing great.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Now, Matt, didn't we discuss too, Dave Simonson was looking at 8 or 10 plots in exchange for equipment, am I correct?
Yeah, so Terry has talked to him on a few occasions.
Uh-huh.
I called him, it'll be 2 weeks, I think, on Friday, and I haven't heard back from him. Because they're now thinking within the family, some of them may want to be in Portland, some may want to be here. So he was gonna go back and basically talk with his family members to see.
So that still is up in the air and
It's a
nothing
possibility.
decided.
It's still a possibility, yeah. So, I think what we want to get done before the snow really starts building up is we probably need to get, if this is gonna be the plan for the next one, this is the next one, this one has 312 burials for 10-by-4 spaces. And the reason these are smaller is I looked up industry standards and 10-by-6 is not an industry standard. They're actually smaller. But I think getting back to my original, what I was saying is we think we need to get the road in before snow. We need to get all the stumps and stuff out of the way before then. And so that's gonna take, Terry's got a friend of his he's now talking with about getting
You got a D6C cat that he'll haul over from, Pilot Rock, probably in a week or so. And he's gonna donate that to us. We probably have it for a day and a half. And what I was gonna do, and then unless Kurt and his brother do something there, is, in the area that we're gonna fix, was gonna show them piles out of that area and some of them burned down pretty good and get them all into one location and then restart them. We did set 10 piles on fire while we was up there. My wife and I did, on the 6th. And, some of them burned down pretty good. And when we water them around now, that dirt will fall right out of them. So I don't know, it just kind of depends on what,
So and I mentioned to Terry about, what we were talking about this morning.
anyway, other than that, and then well, I'm at the fence, had a friend donate lumber for, stays for the fence. My wife and I cut up 800 of them. Took us 2 days, but we got it done. So we'll need to do that. I don't know what kind of, do you walk the fence out and see how many steel posts is left up, or?
I didn't count.
Anyway, I need to check out the steel post situation, and Linda said she had, some staples for when we go to repair the fence, that she'll donate the staples. Other than that, and we've got a tree to take down by the gate. Just kind of groom it. What I was gonna do with that cat, if I do it, we're gonna just kind of groom the area there that we wanna, develop, kind of get it smoothed out a little bit as much as a guy can and get a road built around it. So that's what, my plan was anyway, so.
Okay.
Could you cut the road in using the path? It's no problem. The ground's plenty hard yet, so it shouldn't be a problem.
What's that?
Cutting the road in.
No, I
Rough
don't,
cut.
I was looking at it a while ago and I can't see where it's gonna be that big a deal myself with the, especially that little bigger cat.
Yeah.
I know Eastern Oregon Rental, I checked on them, they got a D5, they want $800, for 8 hours. Anything over, 3 hours after that is another day. So the donation of the cat, I thought was a pretty good deal, because he just needs fuel out of that. And plus, if he donates that and you guys accept it, then he'd like to have 2 plots on the north end of that someplace, if possible. But yeah, he'd haul that over from Pilot Rock and then we'll hang around. He's got a little boy. He's a good friend of mine, went to school with him, and he'll haul it back out of here. And he just wants the fuel out of it, or 2 plots if possible.
Okay. So if, Kurt, would you be able to talk afterwards? Yeah. Maybe the 3 of us get together. So this is just another idea for a plot. This one has some family plots built into it already. These all have just walkways. There's no paths to get into the cemetery or into the burial plots. So just another idea.
Question,
Yep.
the paths that you got in between those,
Yeah.
is that wide enough to get a
6 foot.
backhoe or whatever in there to dig graves? Is that-
These are 6 foot wide.
Okay,
The other one had, they were 6 foot for these paths as well. But then we got the 10 footer going across this way and the 10 foot that way. And
right,
again, those are all things we have to consider, you
Right.
know?
right.
I mean, we were talking last week about what do we do in the winter? If we have to do a burial. Those are stuff we have to talk about.
We could do in the
Yeah, I
old
think-
days and put them on ice.
Little bit of freezer, tell it.
Well, in some of the older cemeteries, I've seen that, like in the Bend Cemetery, my culture in the old section, and it's really hard to get to some of those. That backhoe's kind of, looking and dodging graves.
Yeah.
Between the graves, because they don't want to sink in one of the old ones.
Right.
So it's.
And so that's something we should consider.
And then, I know common sense says that this is a single death grave site. So we just need to make sure that conception stays that way.
Yeah, so, I said earlier that I went and looked for industry standards. So the burial hole itself, traditional depth is 6 feet. And I didn't even bother looking at if you were gonna stack, so.
Right.
They usually don't, but urns, they're usually, you can go 3 feet on, or, I mean, 3 urns in one section.
Right. Well, like I said, I just wanted to bring it up because
Yeah.
some newer cemeteries in bigger places are doing multiple.
Right.
Oh, stacking them.
So you want to be able to bury 6 people and it's like one on top of the other.
Well, they do that with the cremation there. Marty over John Day, he's got like, in some plot there, he's got like 6 people in one spot. Or 4, it's just whatever the council decides they want in that certain thing.
Kind of hard to dig it up when you got urns and you start, you know, three urns in a plot, you can kind of figure it out, but when you start touching and going like that.
Well, the 6 is for close family.
Yeah.
Stay together.
Yeah.
Really close.
Yeah, some people might not like that. So anyways, burial vaults, I think the largest one was 30 inches wide. 86 inches long, so that fits well within a 10 by 6. And then caskets are 28 inches wide, so again, fits well within 10 by 6. I think with 10 acres, why not go with 10 by 6? It just, there's plenty of room. So any questions?
So that, is there a state mandate or federal on, you know, how big the plot is and how many people you can put in and all that? It's not a,
Good question to research.
yeah. I would think of all these different ones, there's probably not. They might have changed it though, they kind of changed everything on us.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Jerry, do you want to
Thank
be
you.
there?
Yeah. No problem.
Oh, good. Excited about getting it done.
Well, I know,
You know.
it's, thank you, you guys doing a good job of keeping on top of this.
I've done a lot of work actually, to be honest.
Okay, so, council comments, Daryl, you got anything? Marcia? No. All right. Yeah. Okay. All I can say is our tank is, or it should be completed by now. I've been up there, the generator's in. Matt has put pictures online of the tank and the tank. Oh,
I was working on it when all hell broke
putting
loose.
pictures of the tank and the generator. The generator is bigger than I thought it was gonna be. We probably could run 3/4 of the city if we had to. But there will be pictures up so people can see. All that's left now is they're sealing the second tank that had some leaks and then get the fencing done.
What about the covers on the generator?
But it's all been resolved. The tank has a thing that
The tank has a cricket on
disperses the snow, won't come down on the,
Oh.
and the generator's huge.
it. And the generator's got itself, it's got the quiet sound, surround sound,
Yeah.
so it's all by itself.
Everything's,
All insulated.
everything's good, so we're in good shape for this, and we have hopefully our final meetings for December.
No, it's in its own little,
Oh,
the generator is not out in the open.
Oh, it's
It's all encased in surround sound.
You can see the pictures of the generator?
it's one here, big. Is it bigger than the one you had?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot bigger. It's a lot
It's the
bigger.
size of a house. then,
Yeah, it's the
basically.
size of the 50
I
size
think
of
it's
the
a
house, yeah.
14 kilowatt, if I remember.
Well, no bigger, go home.
14, 14.
That's the- Yeah.
For some reason, 14 sticks in my
It should be bigger than that
mind. Really?
for the size of it.
Yeah, but anyway, so everything's moving along on that, and, that's all I have. We have no meeting this end of the month. This is the only meeting we have.
Maybe December, Christmas, that one.
Yeah.
Too.
So, and like I say, if we decide between now and the next meeting, if we have another workshop, we'll let everybody know on the flea market, that with the holidays gonna kind of slow things down. Okay, public comment?
Not for discussion, but are we developing a turkey problem? There's really coming our direction.
I don't control turkeys.
That is not-
I get 30 a day at my house.
Eat all you want.
Yeah, we have a turkey problem. We
Yeah,
haven't
I
mentioned any of
don't
them.
know what, I got permission from Fish and Wildlife to pick Zoe on, run them out of our yard, in Cindy's yard. And they're back every morning, she gets a lot of lectures or something, so I don't know, but it's.
Do they have enough turkeys for the Thanksgiving?
Huh?
You're kind of like rabbits.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
but Marcia Dale said they're not edible, he shot one time, didn't he?
I won't, he's brought home several, I won't touch them, there's no
Okay.
way I can cook them where I'm not chewing rubber. No.
Yeah.
No.
I guess it's something we need to check the wildlife people and see what we can do
Dad's
to,
neighbor makes turkey jerky.
what we can do with,
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause, yeah, they're really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, anyway,
Okay, thanks, John.
no.
Kurt, did you have anything? I didn't see you come in, but
No, I don't really have anything. I do have a question on public comment though.
okay.
Do we know about how many people are buried in the Sumter Cemetery at this time?
Good question.
Museum has records.
Yeah, I
Because
know
it's,
that.
You know, it's like we're plotting for 1,000 people and if we've got 150 in there, we got years.
Well,
Oh, yeah, like you explained, yeah.
we've got a lot of years, but that's nice, but this way at least we'll have part of it.
Sure.
I don't even know if there's markers for every grave.
There, from what, remember the cleanup markers?
Yeah.
A lot of the markers were gone, you had to be very careful of the little dips.
Yeah,
And, but I believe that Tony had a plot, she mentioned he had a plot of the old cemetery with most of the people on it.
Cool.
Either Tony or Leanne had that, we'll check with them.
Yeah, we'll have to, because I think next spring I'd like to do like we did in the community before and have a cleanup up there of the older part of the,
Oh, yes.
so, I mean.
There's pine needles that are
Yeah.
like that.
So
big.
we need to have a community day up there and kind of clean.
What about talking to the guy who's got the goats and see if he can't put them in there once we get the fence fixed around that.
We'd have, yeah, see,
They
except
could
I
take
don't,
care of all those pine needles.
Well, they'll clean it up real good.
Yeah.
the pine needles?
Oh, they can
They
do
eat
everything.
They eat.
They eat tin cans.
Matt and I talked about it but I haven't stopped and talked to the guy.
Those are kind of high priced goats, I guess. so-
yeah, yeah.
But the real question is, do they eat turkeys?
Yeah.
Well, if the turkey problem was up there, it probably wouldn't be so bad, it's in town.
Yeah.
So that's something we need to look into down, the road. But yeah, we do need to get some stuff.
But if I
cleaned up.
remember right though, that's the reason why we decided years ago to do the upgrade for the new cemetery park, because we do not know unmarked graves and stuff to be able to start digging up without
Right. Oh,
hitting
yeah.
somebody.
No.
Well, that's what Marty was saying over John Day. He said the old part is secondary. You get the new part going first and then hack away at the other one at our leisure.
Yeah, and I have found grants that will pay for ground penetrating radar.
That'd be-
So I mean, at some point, if we wanted to find out where people are actually buried.
You can find out where, but you won't know who.
Yeah. we just
Right.
don't know.
Well,
Yeah, but
So let's just
They
leave
could
it as.
put a marker
No.
anyway.
But, you know, we still have a lot to do. I mean, a lot of.
Already said too, on their old section, when they got it cleaned up, they went in and filled in where those were sunk
It's just
in
level out.
and remarked them so that, you know, you don't
Yeah.
have those
Yeah, you know, somebody that.
dips, yeah.
Yeah.
And back in the old days, we all know that they would just shallow them to start with.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no more public comment?
One more question. As far as our fence goes, I don't know what we're gonna need for wire or steel posts. If we're gonna need some of that stuff to get that fixed around us, we'll have a fence plumb off.
Yeah, we'll have to check on that.
The whole half acre, is that what you're talking about?
Well, and the whole fence line there, some of it looks pretty good. There's about a third of it or better
Always
that's
buried.
down and.
Yeah, so on that back part, there's several gaps. There's a gap on the gate side that runs,
To the corner.
660 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of gaps in there as well, so. In the old section, there's, some that's fallen over and so it just needs to be, it needs TLC and probably some replacement here and there.
So. And we do have, yeah, we do
Isn't that,
have a little
isn't
money.
that fence, Matt, the M shape?
Yeah, there's some up there that has that, I called it scallop, but would you use an M shape?
really?
Whatever.
shape, yeah.
Oh, the-
It's wire fence, but it's,
I have, I think I still have some of that.
oh,
If you
dude,
wanna replace it with old ones,
how much you got?
I'll have to go check.
Okay.
And-
Well, if she would refence her yard, she's got a lot.
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, so, any other public comment? Okay, I'd entertain a motion.
I make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, we're adjourned at 4:45. Thank you, everybody.
Oh.
John, how are you?